Yo, what's going on, boys? So today in this video, I'm going to show you how I took a brand new agency that we literally just started in a complete new niche, which is painting, which, as you boys probably know, I've done HVAC and roofing. I've taken both of my personal agencies and grown them significantly. So for this one, we did painting, and within the first 2 days, we collected $1,500 from just one sales call, which is crazy, within 2 days. So in this video, I'm going to show you the outreach method on what we actually use to get these clients, the messages as well, kind of that you guys can actually take and use. And then also we're going to show you that the actual sales call, which is insane, and how to actually structure your Miro board on the sales call so you can give them the most, the most things to think about while you're presenting, which is just crazy. So I show you how to structure that as well. In the actual sales call, it's actually going to be in this thing. I had to gatekeep a little bit, but almost all of it is ungatekeeped. So yeah, everybody. So to start off, I wanted to go over the structure of the actual agency that we started. So we started this at the beginning of the May. I know when we posted this and what I'm talking about this, it's the 13th, but we've just kind of been pushing off making this video for a minute. We started the agency on May 1st and grew it to our first sale. What was it? May 3rd, I believe, May 3rd. And the way we did it and how we structure the agency is like this. So our offer was in the painting niche. So like I was telling you guys earlier, I grew an agency in the HVAC space and the roofing industry. So now we wanted to go into the painting industry. And my partner with all this was a guy named Jordan, who's also my business partner in some other businesses as well. So we wanted to kind of start this in the painting niche. Now, for the actual offer that we went into was upfront for appointments. Now, this is a very, very key model on exactly how to sell an offer just like this, because this is one of the best offers you can possibly have, is paying upfront for appointments. So when it came down to the offer, what we decided to go with was $1,500 upfront for 15 good quality estimates for these painting contractors. So to structure the offer, we structured it very, very unique, because everybody, promises leads. What we did was very good quality estimates. That's a very big difference, and something that we sold to very, very well. We wanted to make sure that people knew that the quality of the estimates were going to be there. Because if someone could close 50% of the appointments, right, or just because that's very average, 50% close rate is very average, even below average, I'd say. They're making, what is it, like 40, 50 grand in just a month. So very easy offer to sell. And then when it comes to the actual outreach systems that we actually use, we use both something called passive and active systems. Now, with the actual outreach for passive, we did something called cold SMS, where we were text blasting 2,000 to 3,000 people every single day that were painting contractors and just pitching them our service. And we would get 20, 30 positive replies, and of those people that said, yeah, sure, send me over some details, it was as simple as we had our setter go ahead and call them, which ended up being Jordan, who was our setter. He ended up calling them and booking literally, 7 or 8 every single day, 7 to 8 meetings every single day. Now, on top of that, we actually did something called active, which is cold calling. So Jordy actually cold called 150 to 200 people every single day and booked like 3 extra meetings. So me and his calendar were both filled with like 5+ sales calls every single day. And we literally did this while I was in high school. I just graduated, 5 days ago. So when we were doing this was literally while I was in high school. So I would come home from track practice and literally take 5 meetings, and I ended up closing one immediately, which was really solid. I loved it. Now, I'll get into the biggest issue with the R agency and how we actually ended up fixing it in a little bit. So yeah, those are the most 2 important. You always want 2 things in the agency: passive, which is something that's running in the background, completely automated, which was cold SMS. It was completely automated, literally sending 2,000 to 3,000 texts every single day, booking meetings automatically, didn't have to touch a thing. And then for active, it was cold calling. So just using the same proven script that we've already proven in other industries and just using it. Now, when it comes to the sales, we wanted to close bare minimum 30% of people. Now, we actually did achieve this on day 2. The problem was our show up was some trash, which we had ended up fixing, like I was telling them about earlier. So you're also going to see the sales call. You're also going to see the sales call later in this video of how we actually closed this girl. And it was crazy. The dude barely spoke English, and his wife was translating for him. So it was a crazy close, genuinely. And then with the actual fulfillment, we ended up using just our proven methods that we just literally copy and pasted for every single client. And we were literally getting them 30 estimates a month. So super easy to always reach our goal of 15, bare minimum 30 every single month, just because we already have our proven like fulfillment systems in the contracting space. So if you need any help with the contracting fulfillment, go ahead and check out some other videos or DM me on IG. So now we kind of get into some of the fun stuff here. So our offer, like I was saying, our offer was 15 good quality estimates or appointments, if you will, for 1.5K in just 30 days. So every single month we'd give them 15 estimates guaranteed, and if we didn't hit that, we'd just refund them $100 per estimate. This is the best possible offer because we have the best service delivery in all of YouTube and all of contracting space in general. And I don't mean that, and I don't even mean that like to brag. I'm literally just being so honest. Now with the actual funnel, in the qualified appointments, let's start with the qualified appointments. We were fully qualifying. Homeowners for our. Excuse my dog. Sorry, I don't know why they're barking so crazy. We literally did. Sorry about that, boys. I had to tell my dogs to shut up. Cool. So with the actual qualified appointments, these were the appointments that the contractor was going to. We made sure that the homeowner not only had money, like $5,000 to $8,000 to spend on an exterior painting or interior painting, the intent to buy. So within 2 weeks of actually going, like they didn't want to just think about it; they were ready to move forward. And of course, they were the homeowner. And then two other niche specific questions that only Jordy and I know, if you know, if you know. And then with the funnel, it was just a landing page. 4+ questions, bare minimum. And the platform that we were actually running this on was for Meta. So then we're going to go into the outreach method. So like we were talking about for cold calls, we're using the same script that we do for every single industry, which already works. So literally, we dial 100 cold calls, we book 3 to 4 meetings, which is crazy because Jordan's literally the best cold caller in the world. And so for the active cold calling, like I said, we call bare minimum 100 people per day, and we're booking like anywhere from like 3 to 4 meetings a day from Jordy. Bare minimum, by the way. And then for the passive, like I was saying, cold SMS, it was just 2,000 to 3,000 every single day. And I have messages that I'll show you in a little bit that you can actually take and run with. And then for the actual setting, holy shit. And then for the setting, like I said, bare minimum 6 to 7 meetings every single day. And when we were tracking our data, we were literally just finding the best SMS message because we have a big data sheet that we put in all of our SMS data into. And we literally just did the math, let the tracker do all of its math, and it told us which message was the best. And then we literally just doubled down on it and we started closing deals because the people that were coming to us were already qualified, kind of already knew about our service. All they needed to hear was the price, and then we just objection handled. So let's get into the fun stuff here as well. So this was our biggest weakness, was actually our show-up rate. Because obviously, if we were booking all these meetings, we would have closed way more than one our first 2 days. The biggest issue for us was our show-up rate, and this was because we had no automations. So what we ended up doing was putting in automations, text messages, emails, and it boosted our 18% show-up rate to north of 40%, which was really good. That's why our agency is skyrocketing right now, as if it's just May 12th or May 13th right now, and we are already almost at 15K a month. So that is crazy. And that's all because of our show-up rate automations that we ended up implementing later on into the agency, which sucks that we didn't do it earlier on. But it's all good. You know, you can't always be strong in the agency to start out with. Now, with the actual discovery of the sales call, we wanted to make sure that we pre-handled every single objection so that when we got to the end of the sales call, and this is something that I'll show you in the sales call, is that I pre-handle every single objection so that when we get to the edge of the sales call, I literally tell them my price and they're like, yeah, let's go. He says he likes it. Cool. Perfect. And that's just because I was able to pre-handle every single objection possible. If they told me anything about money, I would handle that right now. If they told me they were thinking about doing this before, I would tell them, like, we need to take more action instead of just thinking about it, right? Other things like that. Then when it comes to the actual pitch, we used a proven Miro board and case studies that I've made specifically for this niche. Now, this was super, super key because since this was a brand new agency, I just showed HVAC stuff. But this ended up being absolutely crazy and cracked because I was able to pitch them on the Miro board that I already had experience on and ended up working regardless, which was insane. This is the best Miro board in this entire game, I promise you. Now, for the actual objection handling, we didn't even get any objections. But when we do, we have an objection handling doc that we use. Literally has all the reframes, all the word tracks. I literally just look at it and I say it and then I close the deal. And that's for like HVAC. I use that in the HVAC space, in the roofing space, and even now in the painting niche, I use it too. So it's like absolutely crazy. I do have to gatekeep that, boys. Trust me, I would love to hand it out, but people do pay for that, unfortunately. So then when it comes to the fulfillment, I already kind of told you guys a little bit about this. Obviously, meta ads, bare minimum 1 appointment per day for our clients. Then with the actual landing page, bare minimum 5 questions. I want all of you boys asking 5 questions, bare minimum, on your landing page, because that is the most important part to get your client good quality estimates. And they were spending $50 a day. That's bare minimum, by the way, for anybody that wants to run ads for their client. Bare minimum $50 per day. And that'll easily get you 15 estimates for your client. Easy. And then for the actual ads, okay, we ran straight image ads. We took them straight from the Facebook ads library. We have a system where, sorry boys, it also is getting dark out here, but we're all good. It's all good as long as you guys can see me. Took them straight from the meta ads library. We know exactly how long to set the date back into the meta ads library. And we literally just did that, found good ads, took them, ripped them, and because it's totally illegal to do, by the way. We took the ads and popped 15 bare minimum ads into a CBO formatted campaign. One ad set, 15 ads, CBO. If you run that, you will be super successful, especially with your clients' ads. Anything else on here that I need to cover? No. Cool. Sweet. So then we'll go over here, and I wanted to show you like the actual SMS system, because this thing is crazy. If you guys are not running cold SMS, you guys are missing out so much on your agency, which is just unbelievable. I can't even begin to tell you how important SMS actually is. So, and this also what took me to for my HVAC and roofing, or just HVAC. Let me stop. Ads took me from my roofing, but HVAC and painting both worked. It was phenomenal with this SMS system. Now, it goes like this. This is the format of it. So this is what it would look like. Obviously, drip mode, 2 every minute. And we were testing 4 different messages, 4 different initial messages. And this is where the master data tracker that we actually have to go and test the waters of all of these messages to find which one works the best. And we went and we literally tested all of the text messages and found out that this one right here ended up being the best so far, and it's just booking us meetings clockwise. But we would not have found that out if we weren't testing 4 different meetings. And then here's all the follow-ups that you need. And I do give this thing to my one-on-one guys, and with all the messages that they would ever need, in every single niche, because me and Jordy and both pretty much step foot in almost every niche. So we give them specific messages, but more on that later. And then here are some messages that you guys can actually take and use. There's 2 parts. So a direct offer ad, which is kind of something that we did, which is like, hey, John, it's Carter. I could bring you 15 good quality roofing jobs every single month on a pay-per-result basis. Want me to send you more details? That would work really well, and it does work. I know it does because I've done it in the roofing niche. Now, there's also bait and switch, where you can say like, hey, John, I got a roofing job out here in Omaha. Want me to send you more details? That gets their attention, but then you have to call them up and, make up an excuse on why. But you can still close deals from it. I know you can, because I used to do it especially in the HVAC space as well. But yeah. And then we can go down here. Cool. Now, this is going to be able to structure your Miro board. So this is the pitch deck that you're actually going to have on the sales call when you go to pitch your service. This is exactly the structure. This is the exact structure that we do. Unfortunately, I cannot leak that, as I do have my one-on-one guys that get full access to it, and it wouldn't be fair for them, obviously. But here's the structure. You want them to first your system, right? You want them to see how you're going to bring leads, which is the outcome, which I say 3 to 5 leads per day. Then you want them to qualify, say fully qualify them, 5 questions, and then you get 2 to 3 good quality appointments a day from this. Daily outcome, like I said, 2 to 3 good quality estimates, and then booking on your calendar. And then the monthly outcome. So easily 30 good quality sales estimates every single month, guaranteed, super easy. And then case studies. Obviously, case study 1, case study 2, and then more case studies right here. And then an actual timeline of a real client and what they did with this exact system. Now, like I said, I already give this to my one-on-one guys, so they don't ever have to worry about this. But for you guys, when you guys actually go and create it, you must have a timeline on how your clients end up doing it. And then anything else? I do not believe so. Cool. So now we're actually going to get into this actual sales call part of the video, which is going to be a raw sales call. Unfortunately, I had to cut a little bit out of it, but you guys are going to see me pre-handle objections and literally have the perfect discovery and kind of everything like that. Literally, you see no objections. The girl was literally speaking for her husband, which is crazy because he barely spoke in English. So yeah, I won't see you guys till the end, but I do appreciate you guys for watching. Continue watching for the sales call, of course. But I'm going to peace out. So go ahead and watch the next part of the video. See ya, boys. Keep watching. There we go.
Okay.
Hey, can you hear and see me?
Sorry, let me just turn it up a little bit. I think we can hear you better now.
So you guys are both there?
Yes.
Sweet. Nice. How have you guys been?
Good.
Sweet. You guys talked to my business partner. I think he called you up and scheduled you guys for, what was it, 7:30 or something? But he scheduled it while I had a hair appointment, so bad time.
Oh,
Cool.
that's
All right.
okay.
Yeah, sweet. All right, cool. Let me just make sure my computer's charging. All right, cool. Should be good. All right. Wait, you guys ready to kind of jump right in here?
Yes.
Sweet. Cool. So kind of how I go about these calls, typically, I'll spend like 5, 10, 15 minutes, whatever it may be, trying to get as much context about your guys' situation in the business as possible. And then from there, I can share my screen. I can show you the entire system, results other painters have gotten. What else? Pricing as well in there as well. I'll save that more towards the end, just so you guys can see everything first. Does that sound good?
Okay.
Perfect. Cool. Well, I guess like I said, I didn't talk to you guys yet. So, besides you guys being curious and us reaching out to you, what are you kind of looking to get out of this call?
Just to get more information on how you guys are doing leads.
Yeah.
Because we've tried a couple, but of course a bunch of promises and then we don't get anything.
Right. Yeah. Okay. When you say like leads, what type of leads are you talking about?
Well, because that's what you're selling, right? Like job opportunities for us to meet people and hopefully get more painting jobs is what you guys
what type
offer, right? Is that not what you guys offer?
No, it is. Yeah. But I'm asking like what type of leads specifically are you guys kind of looking to get of like, the number of jobs that you were getting that just wasn't worth it?
Well, it was only one job for what we paid. So I guess it was the quantity of jobs.
Quality of jobs or quantity, right?
Quantity, yeah. Because I mean, it was one, and a bunch of people showed up.
Right. Okay. Yeah, that does suck quite a bit. Okay. And then other companies, right? Was it kind of the same thing where the quantity of the jobs was just really bad, or was it like for you guys really bad quality of people? Like they just couldn't afford your guys' service, or they were just looking to think about it with other companies that you've worked with?
The other ones really didn't get us any leads. We were just paying.
Seriously? Well, why?
Yeah.
Why do you think that is? I'm curious.
I don't know.
What was the actual service? Like you guys were you guys paying them like $100 per lead, or like were you guys spending?
We tried that system, and then we tried a monthly system with a different one, and it was the same thing. Very, very little leads to what they are saying that there's actually available in this area.
Really? How many leads are you guys looking to get to a month?
Handle commercials, which is a lot of work at once.
Right.
We have done several of those.
Okay, but like if I were to bring you, because like 5 extra jobs a month, right? Because if you guys are doing 10 to 15, you want to get to 20. That's only 5 to 10 extra jobs a month. That's easy. The thing is, though, if I were to bring you 5 to 10, then 10 or 20, could you guys actually handle that? Like extra per month? Would you be able to find the labor to actually do that?
Yes.
Or would you lose out on the money?
No, like I said, we do it for commercial. That's kind of what you have to do. You have to cram a bunch of work in very little time. So we're very capable of doing that.
So that's something you guys would actually be willing to do? Because I don't want to go through this, right? And then we kind of get to the end and you guys are like, I can't do this because you're going to give me too much work. So if you can actually find the people to actually get the work done, this is going to be perfect. But before I go through kind of everything, I do want to know for sure that you guys will be able to figure it out on the way, or you guys kind of have a plan on bringing on more people if you brought in 10, 15, 20 more extra jobs.
Yeah. That's not something we have a problem with.
Perfect. Easy. Okay. And then this is like, obviously you guys haven't had like a great experience with kind of marketing before, but like, is this something that you guys are actually like wanting to fix ASAP, or do you want to like keep pushing it down the line?
No, we're trying to get good information. We just keep getting information that leads nowhere.
Definitely. No, I definitely agree with that. But like, if you had the right information, right, would you be looking to, actually get to your goal ASAP, or do you want to like, you know, wait another 2 months to do it? Because that's very important, right? If you don't actually take action with something that's the right thing for you guys, then you're just delaying getting 10, 20 extra jobs a month. You know what I mean?
Which wouldn't make sense. So yeah,
Exactly.
we would be ready.
Exactly. But what's funny, right? I would say the same thing, but I do talk to a lot of people, right, that they love the system, right? They love everything. They like the pricing. And then they tell me, right, let's just do this from 2 months from now. I'm like, what? That doesn't even make sense. You're just delaying action. But I don't know. Yeah, that's why I always ask that, just to kind of get your tie down of like, yes, I can, if this is something we can do and this actually makes sense and I think this will get us to our goal, then we can do this. As long as you're cool with that, then I will absolutely, I can actually show you stuff. So how?
Yes, if it would make sense.
Definitely, yeah.
Like
And
I
then
said,
for you
we've tried several. So if you're telling me, oh, you're gonna buy into something that is actually gonna give you your money's worth.
absolutely, big time. Yeah. So you guys are very mystical people. Like if it's gonna make you money, you're gonna do it.
Yes.
Right. Okay. I'm kind of the same way. You'd be surprised. A lot of painters and just contractors in general love to just not think about it logistically. But also, I was gonna ask you one more thing. Oh yeah, how quickly do you want to actually get to 10, 20 jobs a month? Like, is this something where you actually can handle the scale really quickly, or do you want to like kind of slowly get ramp up?
No, we can quickly
Quickly do
it.
it. Okay, so that's okay. So this is definitely a priority then. Actually doing it. Cool.
Yes.
Perfect. Okay. Yeah. So if it's cool now, I can pull up my screen and I can show you kind of everything that I have for you. Yeah. So when it comes to actually pricing, okay, I know everyone's waiting for the fun stuff here. So with the pricing, right? I have a guarantee. So we'll talk about that in a second. Now with the actual ad spend, I always recommend bare minimum $45 a day, but I would love to start you guys out at 50 so that you can actually start good results. Because I don't want to sell you something if it's not going to actually give you results, right?
Yeah, that
So
makes.
yeah, so for you to actually get the results you have to get, you should be spending $50 a day. Can you do that for me?
That'd be 50 on Facebook, right? Is what you
50,
showed.
yep. And obviously that's not something where you pay the entire thing up front with the actual ad spend. That's something where it's just every single day, I would assume you kind of understand that like every day it'll just charge you. So
Yeah.
$50, like I said, it's not much at all. Like especially for what you will eventually get up to if you move forward, you will get up to 150, 200, $300 a day if you are really looking to scale. Like I just showed you some other guy did.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. So with the next part, right? How we actually structure it is I guarantee like 15 good quality estimates. So people that are looking to spend, did you say $5,000 or more?
Dijiste,
Is that what you guys?
5,000 a más.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, $5,000 or more. We're gonna guarantee, and we're looking for them to move forward decently quick. Like, how quickly do you want people to move forward realistically?
¿Qué tan rápido quieres que estén listos para empezar el trabajo?
1 week.
week.
One
Yeah,
or 2 weeks.
yeah, 1 to 2 weeks. That's exactly what I had in mind too. So we need to, and they also not only do they need to have pricing, but they don't need to move forward within 1 to 2 weeks. That's considered a good estimate, and we're going to guarantee 15 of those. So for you guys, if you guys had 15 of those, how many would you guys close? Realistically.
Que ellos acepten todos.
Think you could trust all
Y pues se lo paso. Los uso a todos.
No, pero ¿en cuántos piensas que puedes tú cerrar el deal?
Yo. Pero depende de customer, de la flexibilidad que tenga.
But no, he feels pretty comfortable in closing.
Okay. Would you say you guys could close half of those people, bare minimum?
Mínimo.
Because like if they're spending the money, if they're willing to spend the money, and they're looking and they're ready to move forward, all you guys have to do is show up and close. Some people aren't good salesmen, obviously. So that's why I asked that.
Yeah, ¿en qué?
No, he is.
Yeah,
Sure, he's a good salesman.
That's why we're still in business.
Cool. Yeah. Okay. So you're gonna close those guys. So listen,
Yeah.
every one of those appointments is valued at $100. So 15 times 100 is just 1,500. Now, let's say that we only get you 12 of those. 12 out of 15. The difference is $300, right? That means I would refund you $300. But let's say we got you all 15, but you come to me and say, Caleb, only 11 of these were qualified. You know, they had the money, they were ready to move forward, or they had the money, they were ready to move forward, but 4 of them weren't. I would also refund you $400. So the only thing that's today is just the 1,500, and then with the ad spend, obviously that's just something you guys do with Facebook.
Okay. So él te cobra
It's just
1,500 al mes porque te va a garantizar 15 trabajos asegurados al mes. Ya tú pagas lo demás en Facebook aparte,
Los otros
los 50. Pero dice que ya él te regresaría así de los 15 nomás te dieron 11. Ya él te regresa el dinero, si nomás te dio 14 un mes, ya te regresa así. Pero cada mes va a querer los 1,500. Te los va a cobrar adelantado, me imagino.
Sí, pero medio de más los trabajos, como
Ajá.
dice, pues sí sale de ahí el pago. No, ahí no me afecta. Sí, está bien.
He says he likes the sound of what you're promoting.
cool. So you want me to kind of send everything over?
¿Quieres que te mande ya todo?
No.
Sí,
Yeah.